Last time on Project D3, we got a bunch of quests, we did a bunch of quests, we tried to get Guilmon, and it took for friggin' ever to get him to drop that friggin' wood, and long story short, the quests got done. We also picked up the last few ingredients for the Kamemon quest. In the, commercial interlude, shall we say? I, your intrepid host, Pang the Piper, attempted to first hatch a Pawn Gizumon White Digi-Egg, and thanks to the individual in-game who gave me the rock data to attempt that, you know who you are, I give you my thanks once more. Yes, I know you're feeling bored extinct, we're getting to it. Long story short, things did not work out for the Pawn Gizumon White. So I went ahead and tried to hatch a Dragon egg, because I had about 5 Dragon eggs I could try. Got one to 4-5, and I got greedy, tried to push him to 5-5. Yeah, that hurt. So after spending the better part of 3 or 4 hours, well, not that long, but it sure felt like it, not getting a Dragon, we are going to go ahead and turn in this specific quest. Let's see here. Digital World Hole. Find traces of Kamemon! You get this from Christy Diamond. Or Damon. Oh look, I forgot to mention this earlier, but they have not corrected the fact that Christy is not Marcus's brother. Is she doing well? I don't know. Yes, I know. I'm trying to talk to her. And this is how we get a hope you're lucky and it hatches egg. I will go ahead and stick that in our bank. Oh, my bank, technically. And I will meet you guys back in the digital world where we can turn in the rest of these quests. Huzzah! See you shortly! And here we are back in the digital world. Let's go ahead and turn in those many quests we've gone ahead and finished up. See list over here. We'll start with the closest, Starmon of Passion. In order to conduct research. Yes, because Karada was an idiot, as we all recall, and did not properly protect himself from, you know, poisonous needles. We also have, if I can friggin' click, thank you, the end of the daily quest, which nets you a nice 900 bit. And if we want the antidote for Karada, we gotta talk to the Wandering Merchant. Thing to note about the daily quests, if you pick one up the previous day, but do not complete it and turn it in that day, it will not reset when you turn it in. It will just consider that you, well, are behind. I don't know. Anyway, antidote! Another human asking for strange stuff. Yeep, the supplies have been cut off. Quick! Wait, no. If we keep the supplies cut off, that means Karada's gonna die. Which is a good thing. Can you guys tell I really don't like Karada? Anyway. Passage, Western Village, yada yada yada. You have other quests. What's the cause of cutoff? Oh, this is something I should explain really quick. Let me complete that. Pull up the map. Okay, what this Mud Frigimon wanted us to do is go out to this area specifically. If you've already done the Devil Impmon stuff, you have been over here, it should go ahead and trigger. If it does not trigger and says you need to go explore that area, just head on over to Western Area Outskirts. Not go to that area if you're about the same level Bugsy is right now, which is 13 for your Digimon. You do not want to head out to Western Area Outskirts. You're gonna face a lot of pain. So, head over to the Portal-ish area, and you're good to go for triggering the second half of that quest. Come on. Necessary supplies. Impmon took them. Oh, bother. We'll have to go smack Impmon. But for right now, since we're going nearest to farthest, and it seems a waste to just run all the way over there and do nothing, let's go ahead and pick up these quests. I'm just as smart as Impmon. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Oh, he had something stolen by the Impmon. He needs spring. All Digimon are not bad, and yet not all humans are good. If that accident 15 years ago had never happened... Yes, it's changing now. Accident from 15 years ago. Plotline. Eep! What? Don't you know Digimon need to eat? Anyway, food got stolen. Quick, get it back. Okay, working on it. I recall that last episode I started talking about the different, well, seasons of Digimon available. And I got through Season 5, but I never started talking about Season 6. Or Season 6.5, I guess it is now. How are we gonna number that? Oh, and by we I mean the fandom, because it's a rather intriguing conundrum. For those of you who are not in the know, or don't really follow Digimon except to play the MMO, Season 6 is... a bit on the different side. Well, first let's talk to Impmon, and then we'll go ahead and deal with the... What is Season 6? Haha, don't waste your time, etc, etc. Now, because we have Impmon-related things, which naturally involve... Oh, right. Items which need further investigation happens over that away. Follow the curve of the mouse. But since we have stuff that involves Kurata and getting back supplies, that requires... I'm gonna go ahead and not get tongue-tied, and let Bugsy take care of these Impmon for us while I talk about Season 6 and its oddities. For those of you who have not watched Season 6, it was produced, if I recall correctly, by the guy who did Kamen Rider W, which in and of itself is a little bit of a fun tweak on insanity, or sanity, depending on your point of view. We got part 1 of the necessary supplies! Season 6 is a bit hard to describe in simple terminology, but I shall try because it's kind of weird. It very much shows that it was done by somebody who deals with Kamen Rider, because our main hero... Lord, it's terrible, I can't even remember his name. That... Holy cow! We just got an Impmon Egg! Required data 10! But... Wow! I spent who knew how long trying to get a Dragondigimon Egg, and poof! We get an Impmon. I'll go ahead and try to hatch him. Season 6, yes. It deals with... not Daisuke. Somebody else. Ugh. Tells you how well it sticks with you, though. Taiki! I believe it was Taiki. I could be wrong. Then again, 12 Kingdoms has a Taiki in it, and he's pretty cool to begin with. So, the usual, kid has dream about digital world, kid gets sucked to digital world. Rinse, repeat. The few things they did different with Season 6 is that Shoutmon reminds me a lot of Davis, and Shoutmon's an enigma in and of himself. And well, he eventually does kind of make you like him a little bit by not being that terribly, horribly annoying after a while, but to the point. Season 6 played around with the evolution a bit. They introduced a mechanic called Digicross. The way they spelled it was Xros. That is quite literally X, as in the letter X, R-O-S-S, and it's pronounced cross. They took a page out of Season 2 with the whole, we're gonna take over the digital world! Only instead of having Ken the Emperor, we had Digimon doing it to themselves. Go. I'm not even gonna try and parse out the logic here. But I was talking about the Digicross mechanic that they introduced. Digicross was something of a oddity. The fandom, from what parts I saw, did not receive it all that well. Mainly because it was so weird. It wasn't a Joggerus. That, it decidedly was not. it had little to nothing to do with actual digressing of Digimon, in that 2 Digimon would turn into 1. What it did instead was... It's kind of hard to explain this without going into deep mathematical terminology, so I'll explain it the way I did on a forum once. Basically what it is it's Voltron. It's friggin' Voltron mechanics. You have the 3 main guys who form up our team, which is Shoutmon, Dorurumon, or Dohulumon. It's... A lot of translators are still arguing, is that another RU or an LU? Because the Japanese language, for those of you who aren't familiar with it, doesn't have an R like we do. It has a Ru or a Lu, and it depends on what the enunciation of the name is on. So I tend to pronounce it Dorurumon. Go figure. Anyway, our main team. Ballistamon, Dorurumon, and Shoutmon. The way X-Cross works is Shoutmon, let's see here. I'll form the arms and legs! That goes to Dorurumon. Form torso goes to Ballistamon. And forming the head goes to Shoutmon. Shoutmon also tends to form the heart, and he does all of the action. The others basically sit there going, point, 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 point. Here, you should do this, you should do that. And just chill out in the background, like subconscious little, well, some conscious people. There's no way I can salvage that sentence so that it makes sense. X-Cross, also known as Season 6, did introduce Beelzemon back into the line, but they did so in a very campy, over-the-top way. If you thought Antmon from Season 3 had a depressing origin story, you ain't got nothing on this Beelzemon. What I really didn't like about Season 3 was how they had a massive change in tone for the last third of the series. You had this whole series thing of, oh, we have to stop the Bagura? Pronunciation, I have not a clue. You had to stop the evil army from taking over the digital world and getting a hold of the plot coupon tokens known as the Code Crown. And if you didn't, well, mass enslavement for the entire digital world just doesn't sound very nice. So that was their goal. But they did it in a fun, campy way that made the show entertaining. And then, I guess they looked at their ratings and said, you know what, this isn't working anymore, our plot form... How did I get a second egg?! What the hell?! I've been spending... Look at the timer down here! During this Thanksgiving event, they do 30 minutes on and you get a Thanksgiving Day coupon. You go for an hour on and you get a turkey. Literally a turkey. I blew through both of those events trying to get another JoyMax egg, and it didn't show. And now I get 2 Antmon eggs? My brain has broken at the logic of this game's random number generator. I just... Ow! Okay. If we get a third one, I'm calling a general strike and making this an early episode. Anyway. Last third of Season 6, when they introduced the Death Generals, they had a massive shift in tone, to such a degree that it felt like mood whiplash. And, spoiler warning, they started killing off a lot of the characters. Well, okay, from a dramatic point of view, death has some serious weight behind it. Take, for example, Season 3 with Leomon. The one episode of that series I cannot watch through again, because it's just like, I know it's gonna happen, and it's gonna hurt, and I really don't want to watch it happen. But Leomon's death had serious emotional implications. The Death Generals, they had guys dying left, right, center, sideways. I think one even died upside down. It had no weight because they had established early on that, oh, Digimon don't really die. You can't kill them 100%, and yet we're having these guys die constantly. They ruined their tear-jerking death scenes by going, oh, we'll be able to bring them back. Ugh. In point of fact, I never watched the season completely through. I looked up a few episodes, as in their details. Freaking son of a cat! I know some people have the Let's Play curse of they can never get their game to behave, but this is just... wow! 3 Impmon eggs in a row! We may be gaining an Impmon on our team. That would double our virus count for sure, but you never know. Depends on if we can get him to hatch. That will be the kicker. I will have to remember to record that. Right, Death General's arc. You have guys dying left, right, center, sideways. It's like, what's the point? Seriously, what is the point in having these guys die? They are not contributing to the overall plot or importance of the show. It hurt to watch it. Not because it was an emotional hurt, but because it was an annoying hurt. And I said I didn't watch the season all the way through, which is utterly and completely correct. I skipped about 6 of the last episodes and didn't miss any plot. Nothing. Not a thing. Not one thing. The ending, I've heard some people complain about being rushed. I think it was okay. I mean, yes, I watched the last episode. In fact, I watched the last 2 episodes and went, did they just do what I think they did? No, I'm not going to tell you what I think they did. Or what they actually did, because I don't want to give away the entire storyline. If you watch X-Cross Wars, watch the first 2/3 of it. It's interesting. I especially recommend, what is it, episode 17? 13? Interesting things happen in that episode. It starts with a great comedy line that I'm not going to give away, but at the very least, give it a look. No, it's not Season 1, but nothing can be Season 1. Season 1 already happened. Time to start looking for it again. Moving on. I don't have a timer going while we're recording this, so I'm having to guess when we're run out of time. And hopefully I won't have to make this a 2-part episode, and if I do, both parts go out on the same day. Season 6, X-Cross Wars, has an interesting conundrum, and the fact that it has a second half, so to speak. They did basically what they did for Season 1 and 2 with X-Cross Wars. They just went straight directly into a second season. And this second season is the Boy Hunters Who Leapt Through Time. Now, Boy Hunters, okay. Your main cast of characters, which has 2 of the key characters from X-Cross and a new edition. Human characters, mind you. So, boys. They're in their teens, tweens, that age. So, okay. Boy Hunters works. Leapt Through Time is a little bit of a conundrum that requires quick parsing out of the digital world's, well, that digital world's way of working. Since they went back to the standard staple of the digital world does not run on the same time clock as the real world, you do have some time travel. Very minute time travel, and you have to squint to see it. But it is there. Ooh, now we can talk about skills real quick. Sidetrack, this is a bit late, but at one point I did get a request to talk about skills and what they do, so when you increase a skill level or fortify a skill, it basically just adds power. That's it. I don't believe it cuts down on the amount of DS that's consumed when casting the skill, but it just reinforces the skill. It makes it stronger. Nothing to it beyond that. Boy Hunters is on its whole, I can't really give it a yay, nay, maybe at the moment, because it's only up to 7 episodes. 8 episodes as of the time of this recording. When we get closer towards the end of it, yeah. That'll go ahead and say, well, it was okay, or, it was horrible. But for right now, back to this DMO MMO, yeah. Slip of the tongue. We are going to go ahead and let Extinct pick up as much EXP as he can, because without being able to evolve him, he's eating up a lot of our income through these guys, the discs. So, I don't know why my computer does not like to click on NPCs. We have a lack of supplies. Complete. Oh, look, he's up to 17. Good. Well, thanks. Guilmon had it? Yes, yes he did. And then we swing on over here to... I think I'll go ahead and finish out Mudfridgemon's quest line and trigger its daily quest. And then we're gonna call it a night. Or day, depending on when you watch this. Ah! Okay. Here's the daily quest. Didn't mean to trigger it quite like that, but let me do signal to update list of supplies. Now, I've seen a couple of people complaining about the fact that they can't figure out how to do this, or they don't know what to do. The next area we'll be heading to has a serious, but I don't get it, complaint many times to it, so I will be going through that, never fear. To complete this quest, you dodge the Kamemon leaders. You dodge, 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 dodge. Not like it matters, but anyway. I am hoping to replace Extinct at some point in the future for recording purposes and getting a 4 or 5 in, because Extinct is slowing down this stuff. In between the next episode, I will work on getting him up to 25 and being able to evolve to Blossomon. Yeah, he turns into a flower. Don't try and figure it out. And that's his alternate line. He turns into electric chicken under normal circumstances. But what you do is you stand roughly here so that you can see the portal to the next area. Right-click the fireworks. Kaboom! You have fireworks. Quest is complete. You then return to Mudfridgemon and say, hey, I did what you wanted me to. What's my reward? Not like, it's kind of confusing on what the reward is. But I will go ahead and I think this will be a wrap once we turn this in. So, what are your thoughts on Yaoi? I mean, Season 6 or Season 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Post them in the comments if you can. And let's see here. If my guess of time is correct, and I really, really need to keep a clock handy for when I'm doing recordings, don't I? This will be about a 20-minute long episode, so hope you guys enjoy, and ta-da! The supplies are here. What is that suspicious look? It's okay, everything is here now. How did it get here in the time it took me to logic. And that's a wrap, and I will be covering the remainder of these quests when we next record. So, until then, this is Piper, signing out.